Hello, world. Welcome to my channel, Proteus Augustus. I'm an artist, scientist, and American Constitutionist. Today is March 22nd, 2021, and I'm managing to hang on. In this video, I want to give an example of how a person like me is being exposed to institutional bias by party people. I will no longer call these persons that work in our institutions of government the government, because they are not the government. And I'm going to explain this again. I'm sure I said in other videos. Some of those videos I decided to block for the, undetermined future, let's say at this point. It's just bringing... People just can't... people are applying what I say too much to their own person. Right? As though I know who they are and I'm commenting on them. Right? This is how egocentric our youth has become. Okay? So, while the President of the United States and his party people are destroying this country, the rest of us who invested in this country with our blood and sweat are looked as persona non grata. We don't matter. They take our money and use it for whatever they want. That is unconstitutional, or in some cases, criminal behavior. And like I said before, because they control the Justice Department, they're protecting themselves. That's why these people are not making it to a jury. So now their next step is to wipe out men like me. And they're telling you that white men need to be taken out. And one of the ways they're going to do that is to flood this country with people from South America. They are executing a war against an entire culture of people. Okay? I'm not going to say race, because there are all kinds of races in the party. Okay? They are coming after the American public. They are taking away resources from your family and your children in the future. Right? For people who have done nothing to earn anything in this life or on this world. I was born into this world just like everybody else, and I made the best of what I had so far. How is it that I'm an oppressor of all these other people south of the border? Let me tell you what's happening. A lot of these governments south of the border are run by Chicanos. And for those of you that don't know what a Chicano is, I'm going to tell you. And a Chicano is a white person of Spanish heritage, right, that finds themselves born in these South American countries, right? These Mexican descent. They're not really Mexican descent. It's just that their families have been in Mexico and these other countries for 100 years or so. And they breed with each other. You don't see them messing with the Indians down there. You don't see them interbreeding with those straight black-haired people, do you? No. It is their institutional bias in these other countries that are not servicing their people. At least the man that Tucker Carlson interviewed the other day, I forget what Central American country he was from. It'll probably come to me. It's not important, but at least he was honest on the point that it does his country no good to send the people up here. But, there's an underlying nemesis to that. They want us to give them money instead so they can have our money, but they're not going to help their people, right? So the solution for these people at the top of the world, right, is to destroy America and to destroy all white people because we are outnumbered by the rest of the people in the world, right? And so when they raise 1 billion or 2 people to look at a person like me as the enemy, right, you guys better believe that there's a war against us, all right? You better believe that. And it's all because these people don't have the academic acumen, the desire, the will, the honesty, or any other good moral character trait, okay, to fix their country. They'll come up here and they're taking money away from me. So let me give you an example. One of those kids, right, is my Social Security check for the rest of my life, and I'm not seeing it. I have been a victim of institutional bias from the Social Security Administration and the Veterans Administration. 2 institutions who purport to be in service to the American people, but they're not. They're in service to the party and to the party demands. And so when a person like me stands up against them, right, and this is just the beginning, and they know it, unless they kill me in some way or fashion, like these guys down in Castile County are trying to do, right? You know, expose me to the elements, show me that I can't survive by myself, right? No. You people in Castile County manufactured this entire thing. It's your plan. You're not going to make me believe otherwise. I'm smarter than you. Okay, you have essentially exercised the war against my person by committing crimes against me, by separating me from my property, by not giving me due process, right, that I'm entitled to under the law. You see, but they don't care because they're Chicanos, right? I'm a white guy. And now that the party is making it acceptable for people to attack white people, it's going to happen more and more. All right? Now, I went up to Denver. I've been attacked by a big black woman who is 6'4", and I know who she is. I'm just deciding what to do with the situation at this point. I got too much on my agenda. They're saturating me. They're attacking me wherever I go. All right, these people, right? They don't know who I am. And some of them are white. They are self-loathing white people who think that by getting grace from all these other people, it really makes them a good person, right? But the only thing they are, okay, is ignorant human beings that are accepting this philosophy, this religion, or whatever else that this party is pushing on us, right? And this party is small. It's not going to take much to destroy them, all right? It's not going to be hard. If we did, guys like me, let's say, I'm not affiliated with anyone, but I know they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. And eventually, everybody is going to get together and fight you. And you will lose. You will lose because, number one, you're not armed enough. Number two, you're in the wrong by attacking white people. When white people gave the freedom to black people that they deserve to have as human beings. Okay? We fought a civil war not to free black people, but it was a result of it. I mean, we could have sent them all back to Africa on ships, right? We could have rounded them all up and sent them back, but we did it, right? Why didn't the white people then do that? Because there's good people and there's bad people. There's moral people and there's immoral people. There's no group of white or black or anything that have this one mind. Unless, of course, you look at the CCP and the Democratic Party. That's what they want to do. They want to turn you into a vacuous idiot that begs them like a god to get what your rights are. Right? I've been telling people this for years. Okay? I mean, the Democratic Party is destroying America. They're waging a war against the American people under the guise that they are the government. When they're just a small population of people that decided to get together to compete for these political jobs and positions. That's all they are. They don't have the power to defeat us. And they're going to go down in flames, just like the Nazi Party did, just like the Soviets, and the CCP is on the agenda. Okay? You can take that any way you want. People are not going to sit back and watch you destroy us. Right? All you're going to do is create more racial tension because you're bringing all of these wanting people to this country when we're in the middle of a pandemic. Persons like myself can't socialize with whoever I want. I only come across people during the course of trying to get a dinner or something. Right? And that's the whole plan. The whole entire reason. And don't let them confuse you. You know what amazes me is how all of the Republicans on the other side of this political job grab campaign that these parties do. I mean, that's the only thing they're there for, is to take these ministerial duties that the public needs to be done. And they construe that as them actually being in power because they abuse the power. And I'll give you a few examples, right? But anyways, it is this abuse of power that's really the war on American people, right? So I'm sitting here with all kinds of broken bone, right? And I put my Social Security claim out in October 2019. Why don't I have a claim? Why don't I have money now? And why am I on the verge of homelessness? I say homelessness because I'm not going to have any money to get these hotels anymore. I'm going to be standing outside like a tree, taking on whatever the weather hits me with. Because I am not going to associate with those motherfucking people. I'm sure there's a lot of good homeless persons, but that's not my social circle. That's not my life. I don't want to be around people I don't want to be around people I don't want to be around. It's my right. It's called freedom of association. Did you forget that's one of our constitutional rights? I have a right to associate with whoever I want, and I can't be punished for that. If I want to fuck a white woman with blonde hair, I don't need fucking other bitches to tell me I should fuck a brown woman with long black hair. And if you hear that, you can stick it up your ass, right? Because I ain't out just to screw bitches no more. You understand? And I'm proud of who I am. And when I take my genes, I'm going to put it in what I want to put it in, or I ain't going to be put in anybody. And I die with them. You know, that's the problem with women today. These young ladies have been raised by a bunch of angry, divorced women who are looking at 40 years of nothing. And their hatred of men permeates down to these young children. Their distortion of the family, to somehow give them a sense of righteousness for being with a same-sex person or this or that or whatever, is not normal. It's not what most of the population is. So how is it that we have a government or a party, I should say, again, excuse me, I mean, I've been in this country a long time. I tend to say government a lot. I'm not going to say it no more. I have to stress that this is a party. This is a battle between the Democratic Party and the American people. We are in a war. Do you understand that? And when I look on TV and I see these fat fucking bitches, how are they starving? They're bigger than me. I wouldn't even let them roll in the hay with me. Okay? They're so big. And they're starving. They get on TV and say, oh, my kids, we need food and all this shit. Well, how'd you get so fat, lady? You don't get fat unless you eat. It don't just fucking happen. So don't tell me you're starving. No, you just want to improve your life. And the men that put that baby in you don't have enough balls to try to make their country better. Right? They just want to fuck you and then make guys like me pay for you. Guys who shed blood for this motherfucking country. In ways you'll never fucking know and you don't have a right to know. Right? But what you should know is that it happens. And without those things going on, we wouldn't have a country. But now the party is trying to take over the country. They're lying to us, right to our faces. They're causing a crisis of epic proportions. This is what wars have been fought over. If this was 100 years ago, all those people on the border would be shot. They would have bullets in their head until they turned back. That's what wars in the old days were fought over. Other fucking cultures of people or tribes trying to take from what other people have that they own. That's what warfare is. The American people are not responsible for the rest of the world, but if they think we are, then I got a solution for them. If it were me, I would go down to South America and I would take over every motherfucking government official, every building in there. In a matter of 6 fucking months, I'll have the whole continent. And then I'll institute constitutional law to give these people the freedoms that the American people fought for. That's the only way these things are going to be fixed. Bringing all these people over here, the party thinks that they could vote away our rights. They think they could vote away our constitutional rights given to us from God or whoever else you think put you here. That's not something for them to take away from us people. They don't own that. And they will die on that. I guarantee you. They are all going to die. I could be dead tomorrow. It doesn't matter. The party, anybody with a D next to it, you need to start really thinking about separating yourself from that fucking party very quickly. All of those people that went onto that Capitol after the election knows that these party people corrupted the election. And they're trying to do it now with legislation that is illegal because they have to rewrite the Constitution to take away the powers from the state. This is how absurd these people are. All right? And when they get these judges, like some I've been against, I'm not talking about the ones I'm in front of now. I don't know how they're going to play this out, right? I mean, I'm trying to get some help with this because, there's money for people. They don't have to do me a favor. These lawyers can make huge money on me on these cases. And what happened to me over the weekend that I'm not going to get into right now, I might tell you. Okay? But I've been assaulted by these people of the devil. I've been approached by every motherfucking kind of person in the world. Just going about my business. I go to a hotel. Unbelievable the amount of interactions. Right? You have to pay like $200 a night to get any privacy around here. These people have no moral turpitude. I think that's the right word, turpitude. Let me check on it. I'll be back in a second. I'm back. What I should have said is these people are full of moral turpitude. They have plenty of it. Turpitude means depravity. Or a base person, right? So anyways, if you have people that don't have a conscience, all right, that are just out to survive like any other animal on this planet, then we have a serious fucking problem, don't we? Like I said, the only way to solve the world's problem is to get rid of the people at the top of the world who are causing all these problems. They spend all this money massaging the problem. They try to tell you they're fixing the problem, but it's just like homelessness. Homelessness is an industry. I was homeless for 5 years. I told you before when I was getting my degree. That might have been one of the videos I pulled back, but when I was getting my degree, I fell bankrupt. But I refused not to get my degree. All right? Money don't mean shit to me. So I suffered in the street, and I came out with a degree in chemistry. Right? My whole point is that a lot of people, right, don't do what they can for themselves if it hurts. They don't want to suffer in their life getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day and going to work, right? Some do. Some guys work real hard for nothing. But they're not the majority anymore. I mean, where I'm at here, it takes them forever to do anything. Okay? I mean, when you go in a McDonald's and they got like 8 people working, and you got to wait 25 minutes just for a regular sandwich or whatever, or even whatever sandwich you want. 25 minutes at a McDonald's is unheard of. Right? But these people are slow. You stand there and you watch them, and they're like in their own house, in their kitchen. They don't understand that they have to pick up the tempo. There's more people at this time. Let's pick it up, right? Let's service the customer. No, because these employees, right, like these party people, believe that they should service you the way they want to service you. You're not paying for anything. They're doing you a favor by being there, taking that shitty wage. That's the way they look at it, right? So they'll give you whatever the fuck they want because that's the only control they have in this world. Like I said, to deny persons like myself even a dinner. Yesterday, I mean, another thing is getting around this town. I mean, the taxi service has 3-hour waits. And when I talked to them yesterday, I figured out why. And they're not telling the public. They should just tell the public, listen, you're not going to get a taxi unless you plan your agenda around us. See, this is another carrier, right? This is a carrier who is serving the public, right, that thinks that the public should organize their life around them. Now, I'm not saying that was their plan, but what I'm saying is they're making enough money and people are willing to wait because there's no competition. Right? People only do the amount of work that they think they should do. I know I worked with a lot of people over there at Fairfax County, man. You want to talk about lazy people? Oh my God. If I had like 3 more people that worked like me, I could have got rid of 6 people. You know? This is what happens with our government. So as they get rid of the good people and they keep these narcissistic, butthole sniffers waiting for their turn, our service goes down and institutional bias increases. Because these people, number one, ain't qualified to do what they do. Number two, they're lazy. Number three, they're the ones that think they're in the driver's seat, not the American public. They don't get fired, right? And so over the years, this is where we are now, where the party is going to tell you that white men should be destroyed. How is it that a political party in the United States of America can institute racial theory into our institutions and tell all the white people that are working there that you're the problem, that you need to repent for all the mistakes that happened in history? Who the fuck is the party? Right? It was Biden. Biden ain't shit. Was he God or something? Fuck him, man. He's a useless cock and balls. The only reason why he is where he is, right? And, you know, history, believe me, once the Democratic Party is destroyed, all of these motherfuckers like Biden and the rest of them will get their due course and account in history. Like the rest of them that try to take away the liberty and freedom of men like myself and other persons. I mean, half the black men in this country are on my side. That's half the black guys, they ain't good. There's a lot of Spanish people on my side. The problem is it all gets mulled up. Because even a good Mexican Indian, right, sees a guy like me fight a bad Mexican Indian, he gonna stand up for the bad Mexican Indian, even if that motherfucker try to put a blade in my ass, right? That's how it always works out. These people, you know, just don't have any objectivity or any allegiance to the law that gives us all the security and the freedom that we're entitled to as persons. They're destroying us. Eventually, I'm going to find out, right? Eventually, you're going to, you know, what's going to happen here, right? If I can't work, I can't work, right? And so you're going to force me to do stuff that I can't do in your mind. And that's your solution for me, right? These party people think that they have a right to tell me what my solutions are. I don't ask anybody to solve nothing for me. I ask people to do their goddamn fucking job that they get paid to do. I don't care if they like me or not. That's their job. And if you give me shit, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourselves, right? Because you got no right to tell me to, you got no, you know, these people got no right to get in anybody's faces. Anyways, this video is going on long enough. My whole point is that the Democratic Party is at war with the American people. And they're bringing up all these people from South America, right, to destroy us. They're not bringing these people up here. If you think that the Democratic Party is bringing all these people up here because they want to save humanity, you are fucking so in the tank, it's ridiculous. They're bringing these people up here to destroy us. This is a war. And men like me know it. And you're going to get a wake-up call at some point. And then you're all going to be destroyed. That's just what's going to happen. It happens every 70 fucking years or so. Why would this be any different? Anyways, contrary to the Democratic Party, their philosophy, their agenda, and their attack on the American freedom, I say to all of you, think free and be free.